Howdy, Beeflibart here, and welcome back. This is part 2, trying to continue from the last issue that I had, and I'm going to attempt to call their customer service back to try to resolve my issue with them billing me between 3 and 5 times for trying to order one phone online, it not working, and having to go through the telephone, call, place an order, and their system kept screwing up, and they ended up doing between 3 and 5 orders, and I've only got confirmation emails for 3 of them. But just wanted to keep checking my emails to make sure I don't get any more. But so now I have 3 that are showing as emails for the problem that's going on here. So I'm going to attempt to call real quick, and I'm going to put them on speakerphone, and I'm going to try to set this to where hopefully you guys can hear me and hear what's going on with that at the same time. And I'm only going to mute it whenever I come up to a point of like needing a credit card information or personal information. So let's see what happens here.
For quality assurance, please enter your reference number.
All right, let's see what goes
This
on.
call may be recorded for quality assurance.
Yes, it is.
Thank you for calling. My name is Jason. May I have the number you were calling about today?
Yes, the number that I'm calling about is area code 843. And the number is actually going to be
Let me pull it up. Huh? Alright, so how may I help you today?
okay. Initially, I got on the website and tried to order a new phone because my phone is just broken. Whenever you turn it on, the screen flashes on and off, on and off, on and off, and I just can't use it. So I'm like, okay, no problem. I'll order a new phone. I've been a Straight Talk customer for the better part of almost 10 years. So naturally, I'm going to stick with Straight Talk because I've had good success with the company until now. So yesterday morning I tried on the website, it didn't work. Okay, so I tried, it said to just try back later. So okay, no problem. I tried back later, and that same day, which was yesterday, and again the website was having problems. So I tried again this morning, same thing. Tried back this afternoon, same thing. Like, okay, no problem, I'll just call, or I get on the live chat system. So I get on live chat, and well, we can't take orders through this, so you'll actually have to call. Like, well, it's kind of hard to call when I don't have a phone. I'm gonna have to borrow one. So I managed to borrow a phone and made the phone call. Got on with the first gentleman, and he tried to process the order, and he was having problems on his end getting the order to process. Okay, so he tried it again, and I had to repeat the same information, the same credit card information, everything all over again. Still did not go through correctly, so he transferred me to somebody else. And that second person then attempted at least 3 more times to try to place the order. And then, he was like, okay, well, it looks like the order went through. I'm like, okay, that's good, because I really like to get the phone, because I really need my cell phone. And so you'll get a confirmation email, and with information on shipping and everything else, and he told me what the price was going to be. But each of the times that I was given a price, and this is the first issue that I have a problem with, each time he'd process the order and try to get it to go through, between the 5, at least 5 different attempts to get the order to go through, I was given 2 different prices. Now, okay, the price was only off by $1.62. Not going to break the bank. So, okay, no problem. But then as he said, it looks like that the order went through possibly 5 times. And that my credit card... Yeah, so my credit card was going to be billed 5 times. I looked at my emails and I got confirmation of 3 orders. And
Might actually because of the error. Just honestly, since this time our website is still down. We've been a lot of troubles this time. We're trying to purchase over 80 customers purchase, but until now it's still really down. It's not doing it right. So that is why when they're trying to do that, they're making an attempt thinking it's not going through, but it is already. If you were charged multiple times because of this error, so the only thing for that is once the order is placed, it really cannot be canceled. The only way to get refunded is to refuse the package for other items when it is delivered. So since if that was ordered in the same time, so it'll be delivered at the same time as well, you only need to refuse the package and accept only one order there.
okay, so since I've got the email confirmation for 3 orders, as far as I can tell, then I've only been billed 3 times. Of those 3 times that I was billed, 2 of them were for $58 and 1 of them was for $57. But I was told by the gentleman that I spoke to that, you know, that same thing. I would have to refuse the packages except for the last number that was given to me, and you know, that's how it was going to work. I'm like, okay, but that last number I was billed for $58 and the middle number I was actually billed for $57. This is a lot of extra work that I'm having to go through for a mistake that wasn't on my end, because you guys cannot stop or cancel an order that you placed there in-house. This was a mistake on your guys' end.
I really do apologize if there's no option for us to cancel order, but I would suggest just accept the first package and it will deliver and refuse the rest. That's the best thing to do.
So can I actually
Be the successful one.
only accept the order number? And the order number should be on the outside of the package, correct?
Yes, that is right.
All right, so why can't I just refuse the ones that were more expensive for the same thing? You know,
You can actually refuse that as well. You can just select what kind of order number there that you want to accept. If they're the same order, then you can just get the last one, or the first one, I mean.
yeah, for whichever one was the least amount of money.
Yes,
But
you can do that.
yeah, because they're all the same phone, and all of them were placed to the same address and same information and same everything else. So I didn't understand why I was being given 2 different amounts for the same product.
They really cannot disclose, check that, sir, probably so, but because I do not know how the order has been processed. Right now it's really down, so I can also review it. But I would suggest it will be up to which order would you like to receive for that amount.
All right, so I can choose which one I want to keep.
Yes, you can keep the cheapest one and refuse the rest.
Okay. So just a little background on me. I sit in front of a computer between 12 and 18 hours per day. I do teaching for game development, and I know all about computers and software and so forth. And to me, that sounds like, A, you've got a problem on your system if it's giving customers 2 different prices for the same package going to the same location for the same product and same everything else. So to me, that sounds like you guys have some internal software issues that need to be resolved. So I want you to be aware of that problem so that you can make sure that you contact the appropriate people to get that software looked at.
Yes, of course, we have been already escalated this to the time, so waiting until it gets fixed.
Okay, so you guys are, you will make sure that the appropriate channels are aware that you have a problem in the way your software is charging people.
Yes, sir. We have escalated this already.
Okay, so you know, this is just really, really inconvenient. I understand that things happen with computer systems, but it's really poor customer service to process orders, and then understandably it wasn't your guys' fault initially, but it's a software issue and it's a customer service issue whenever the customer gets double or triple or quadruple or billed 5 times for the same product, and they're being told that, oh, I'm sorry, we can't cancel the extra orders that you're being overcharged for, and that you're going to have to do extra homework, and whenever they show up, you can just pick the one you want to keep and refuse the rest of them. Just so you understand that what happens, especially now that it's in November, it's getting close to Christmas time. What happens is FedEx is who's going to be delivering the package. They are very well known for just leaving a package on the porch and just leaving, not ringing the doorbell, not knocking on the door, just dropping it and going. But I understand that these require a signature, correct?
Yes, this is really required. They cannot just leave it there because this is paid.
Okay, so let me tell you what happens quite often with FedEx whenever it's a signature required item. I have actually seen this happen before. It's happened to me multiple times where FedEx will actually come out, and they're not actually FedEx. They're actually contractors who are there to assist FedEx with delivering the excess amount of packages. So these guys are subcontractors that are actually driving around in rental trucks delivering packages for FedEx. They won't even go to the door, ring the doorbell, or knock on the door and wait for someone to come to the door and sign for the package. They will actually go ahead and fill out a slip of a failed delivery attempt before they even leave their truck. They will walk up and put that sticker on the door and get back in their truck and leave. So at that point, you then have to get that and then find where their distribution center is, go to that center, and then wait in line, and then tell them, hey, now if this happens, now I'm going to have to say, hi, you guys were supposed to deliver between 3 and 5 packages. I still don't know yet how many phones you guys are sending me because of this order problem. Yeah, I only want to keep one of them. I'm going to refuse the rest of them. So I have to explain to them this whole situation and then get nasty because, you know what, my situation here is I work from home. I'm here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I also care for my elderly mother who is sitting in the front room with the front door open and the storm door closed, who can see out the front door. And if they don't even ring the doorbell to acknowledge the fact that they need you to sign for a package, they just do what we call a hit and run. They just throw the sticker on the door and haul ass and never even attempt to deliver the package. If this happens, this costs me even more effort, wasting my time, my money for fuel, and getting away from my office and doing my work. This is just, it's potentially a big nightmare, and I'm having to suffer and do all this extra work for a problem that's not my own because you guys can't go back into your system. I understand it's broken right now, but with this documented, and I can give you the numbers that are associated with what I got email wise, but you guys can't sort this problem out, and you have no way of canceling orders that were erroneously placed. It puts a heavy burden on the customer, and it's a really, really negative impact on the customers themselves.
We really fully understand it, boss. We're so sorry for the inconvenience, but hopefully this won't happen to yours, okay?
Okay, so, but still, there's just no way that you guys can monitor this issue and cancel the other ones before they're actually packaged and shipped out, and, go ahead and refund the money for the extra ones that I've been billed for. And there's no way for you to verify whether or not I've been billed 3 times or 5 times right now.
That is right, sir. We're so sorry for it. It's just that our system right now can't get checked.
I'm on a very limited budget right now, and the fact that I just got charged between 3 and 5 times for the same thing through no fault of my own, the fact that I have to go put a battery in my car tomorrow, and that's going to be a lot of money also, and I don't have a lot of money. This is putting a financial burden on me for a mistake that's not my own.
Sorry again, sir, but what I can say is really sorry because there's nothing else I can do about it yet. That is the instructions that was provided to us.
So there's nothing else you guys are willing to do to... I'm not saying that I want my phone for free. I'm not saying that, I want, 3 months of service for free or anything like that. But do you understand how upset I am as a loyal customer to get this kind of problem to happen and this kind of burden to happen, and you're telling me that is there no type of we're sorry for the inconvenience, we're sorry that we billed you between 3 and 5 times for the same product, and hopefully this will never happen again. Here's something for your trouble. I'm not holding my hand out saying give me something free. I'm just asking, is there no way that I'm going to be compensated for all of this hardship and
Probably so. Probably we can negotiate for that. But when you receive the phone, just reach us back so that we can negotiate regarding your request, okay? Because that will depend now on the one that will really process the activation when you receive that phone. Right now, we cannot yet give you anything. But when you receive it, just call us back, and we will try to trace what has been happening. Hopefully, there will be an escalation, and there will be a compensation regarding the inconvenience.
Okay, well, I mean, that certainly helps, though, because, I mean, like I said, I don't want to sound like I'm just reaching my hand out for freebies right now. Oh, well, I'm entitled, I'm better than you because you screwed me over and I deserve this. I mean, I'm just saying that, a loyal customer, you don't want them going out, like, on YouTube and saying how bad the customer service is.
I understand, sir.
Because my job is I sit here and I work on YouTube every day, and I broadcast videos every day, between 3 and 5 videos a day, and this is going to be out there,
I understand. Right now, I'm just making documentations regarding the situation.
Alright, so, if you don't mind me asking, where is the distribution center? Where are these phones coming from?
Plainfield, Indiana.
Alright, so I should expect that if the orders went through and they're being processed, then possibly Saturday I should get the phones here.
Yeah, that's right, sir. That is estimated.
Alright, and will I be able to call on Saturday as well to do this?
Yes, sir. We're open Monday through Sundays, 8 a.m. to 11:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Alright, so hopefully we can get this resolved, that I can go back to becoming a happy customer again.
Yes, sir, of course. And paying for calling is free talk, boss. Have a nice day, sir. Goodbye.
Alright, bye. Okay, you guys heard it. That was the actual call. This is a live stream, so you heard this live going across right there. That was their customer service. That's actually their response to the situation of me being billed between 3 or 5 times, an unknown number of times. Again, a quick recap of the situation. I went to their website and I attempted to order a phone. Their website was broken, so I tried again yesterday afternoon. It was still broken. So I attempted this morning to do it. It was broken. I attempted this afternoon to do it. It's broken. So I contacted their online chat. You see, you got the little live chat button. You can actually contact them there. And their live chat people are like, oh, well, we can't take orders on the live chat, so you're going to have to call somebody. I'm like, okay. I just told you that my phone is broken. I can't make a phone call right now. Oh, well, you're going to have to borrow somebody's phone. Okay. All right. Whatever. So I borrow a phone, and I get on there, and I place the order, and there was a problem with on their end as well. So they tried it again, and it was still a problem. So he transferred me to somebody else, and that guy took all my information again, tried to process the order, it didn't go through, tried it again, it didn't go through, tried it again, and finally he got confirmation that it went through. Say, oh, okay, your phone's been ordered, and you should see it in, about 3 days or so. And great, you'll get email confirmations. Great, so you can track, you can do your tracking and everything else. All right, that's awesome. And we might have accidentally got between 3 and 5 orders have gone through. Whoa, what? So I checked my email. I have 3 confirmation emails for orders, all 3 different order numbers. So at least I have been billed 3 times for the same phone. And then on top of that, 2 of them were billed at one price, and another one was billed at a cheaper price. So what, you're telling me your software is so flawed that whenever you're billing people, it's giving people, I mean, it's $1.62 difference. Okay, it's not a big deal. Hell, that won't even buy a frickin' soda anymore. But still, you're going to have that much of a discrepancy in the same exact order with the same exact zip code and billing information and everything else. There's going to be a difference in price between the two of them. And then the guy on the phone originally was telling me, oh, well, when the packages arrive, you have to keep the last one but refuse the first ones. But wait a minute, though. Of the 3 emails that I got for the 3 different orders that I got, why can't I keep the middle one? Because it was cheaper priced than the other 2. Well, you have to do the last one. You have to send the first 2 back, and you're going to have to keep this order number, and that order number was billed at $58. Yes, I'm getting a Samsung Galaxy phone for $58. Okay, fair enough. It's a J7 Sky Pro. It's not like it's a Galaxy 9 or Note or some fancy frickin' model. I don't care. It's still a Samsung phone. All my monitors are Samsung. I like Samsung. Sue me. So it's like, so the last video I did was I actually got back onto the website here, and I used the live chat, and I was conversing with them on live chat, and I showed some of that in the last quick video. And I'm just throwing my cordless phone around here. So yeah, like, well, there's nothing we can do here. You're gonna have to call. So I finally got a phone again, and I made the phone call, and that's what you heard in the first half of this video, was the actual phone call that I placed with them. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I'm having to use a cordless home phone to be able to call my cell phone company so that I can replace this guy that's, I'm sure you probably won't be able to see it because of the lighting on here, but you might be able to. There's cracks all over this damn screen. The reason why I'm having to get it is that the screen comes on, blinks. It's a firmware fault, and technically speaking, you can wait for it to get to a certain point, hit a certain button sequence. Well, there's only one friggin' button on the whole damn exterior of the phone, and I've had this phone for a year and a half, and I still ain't figured out the damn button. You press it in a little bit, or you press it in all the way, but if you press it in all the way and hold it, then it actually takes a damn photograph. What? I don't want to take a damn photograph. So, you know, but if you push it to the up, it does volume. Pull it down, it does volume. But yeah, that's just too much shit to figure out on one damn button. I'm old, simple. I like simple shit, and that wasn't it. And the phone wasn't that great to begin with. It's an LG, whatever. So yeah, you know, Straight Talk. Like I said, I've been with him for the better part of 10 years, and I've never had any real problems with him. I've had decent service. If you're not familiar with Straight Talk Wireless, and here's the thing, is you can see up in the right hand corner right here, available at Walmart. Well, Walmart actually purchased Straight Talk, and also purchased what's called TracFone. And these are kind of like prepaid. You can actually buy the refill cards and never have a contract. So you can get a phone and actually not have a contract. They don't do your credit check or anything like that. So yeah, tell her if you're talking about the cell phone, it's junk. Get rid of it. Get a good phone. If you're talking about a cordless phone, just about every Chinese company that makes cordless phones, yeah, makes these. That one just happens to be an AT&T branded phone, but so yeah, Straight Talk, you can actually do that, or you can do a reoccurring billing, and it's not greatest plan, but you get like 10 or 15 gigs of LG, lame garbage. That describes this phone. LG, lame garbage. Screen's cracked all to hell and back. The firmware issue causes a screen to flicker like that and turns your phone into a brick. But with recurring billing, I get like 15 gigabytes of data for $45 per month. And if I exceed that 15 gigabytes of data, it goes from 4G LTE down to a 2G phone. So, yeah, whatever. But since I ordered a Samsung phone, all three of my monitors are Samsung televisions that I'm using for monitors. I like Samsung. These things have a really good picture. They make this beautiful mug even sexier. So how about that? But yeah, I mean, the system configuration for the computer that I built, yeah, these TVs only go to 60 hertz, but I'm running Windows 7. So I'm not running DirectX 12 or 97 or whatever. I'm running an older version of DirectX. And I'm running a GTX 1060 with 6 gigs, and it's super clocked edition. And while running 3 or 4 monitors, I can run 1080p at 60 frames per second at max resolutions and look just fine for me. Hell, most of the damn times I don't even clean my damn glasses. They're scratched and blurry sometimes. So what do I care if I'm looking at a 4K monitor with 120 hertz resolution? That doesn't mean crap to me. Yeah, Samsung makes a good product for the money. I think these three 32-inch panels cost me $260 a piece. 32-inch TVs that I'm using as monitors. The only downfall that I have with it, I like Windows 7. It's a good operating system, and it lacks the spyware of Windows 10. And I don't plan on going to Windows 10 until I have to. And I'm not going to do it on this system. I'll replace the motherboard if I decide to go to Windows 10. So, but I get my remote control for the volume of the main monitor, and it's the same remote control for all three because they're identical models. So one remote controls the volume on all three monitors. Now, whenever I'm running Discord, what I'll do a lot of times is I'll have the output volume or the output of Discord be piped in through the speakers of the right monitor because Discord stays on the right hand side of the screen. And yes, Skip, yes, you were talking. So I have Discord hiding over here, almost full screen, but still in the window. And you know, I've got like on my broadcast software, and I've got File Explorer, and I've got the Epix games. You know, I keep all kind of stuff on that left monitor, and I work primarily on this main front and center monitor. So I can actually have the output of Discord for the speakers playing in the right monitor, and then I could have a YouTube video if I want to playing on the left side and actually be listening to the sound of it, or I could have a video playing over there and sound coming to the main, whatever. You know, it's a lot of flexibility of having this, and this system works. It does everything that I need it to do, and it's good. Yeah, I've used Windows 10. I don't like it. The only problem is I see is this particular phone that I'm used to. You get used to the size of a phone. It's not a huge phone. You measure diagonally, it's 5 inches on the screen roughly. So the new one's going to be a little bit larger. Yeah, there's plenty of videos out there that shows you how to get rid of the bloatware and the shit. When I first started, wasn't no Windows 98. Windows 95 wasn't even out. Hell, whenever I first started on computers, there were no computers that you would recognize today. Really quickly, I mean, I've got pictures all over the damn place of it. But you want to see what my first computer looked like? TRS-80 color computer. And you look at the images. Let's pull this up here. This was my first computer. Let's see if I can find a bigger image. Yeah, they're all small images. Well, there were, you know, this was my first computer. It was a TRS-80 color computer. And yes, those are some funky little chiclet keys. Yep, I had the original or first gen TRS-80 color computer, and this is a cartridge slot. So you could put a cartridge in here and then run an expander and run even more cartridges and piggyback them. Yeah, I remember the 486s and 386s and 286s and the 8086s. So yeah, yeah, this was my first PC or first computer with this, and this plugged into your television. So I was privileged. I had good upbringing. I had a mommy that loved me and a daddy that just provided for the family. But I love him anyway. He's still my dad. I'll always love my dad. But we had a game room above the garage. We had a pool table and pinball machine and Japanese pachinko machines, and we had another older TV that was put in there, and I had the color computer, plugged into that, and that's where I spent my time. Once I figured out you could program, you could actually make your own games. Yeah, this is in the early 80s, 1980s. Yeah, so whenever you guys turn, most of you guys know that just over a month ago, I turned 50 years old. I'm no spring-ass chicken. But I started on this. This is what I had in high school. This is what I had in junior high school. What I had in elementary school. So, but this is what I started on, was a TRS-80 color computer. And you had cartridges that you plugged in to the side, just like we do with some of the earlier consoles. Sorry, I keep looking to the left. It's because my software is over here and I can see my camera, so I keep looking over to make sure I'm still in frame. Yeah, this was what the screens looked like. It was extended color basic, and you had knockoff games like you couldn't have Pac-Man and Donkey Kong, but you could have Donkey King. And so they came out with another version later on, the Color Computer 2, and then the Color Computer 3, which looked the same. And I did most of my stuff on the Color Computer 3, but I learned on the 1. I didn't have a 2. I went from 1. I did a lot of upgrades on it, on memory. I went from 4 kilobytes of RAM. Oh yeah, it had sound. It was like 8-bit sound. It was a series of beeps. But you could do music of sorts and MIDI music, and it was, it was music. But these were the joysticks we had. And yes, that is an old school tape cassette player. And if you want to save your files, you hit the red button, which was record, and you would hit play. You'd hold 2 buttons down at one time so you could actually record. And the 3 plugs that go into the cassette recorder were actually if you've ever heard the old school modems where you dial up internet and you hear the screeches and beeps and whatnot, it's playing that as a sound file, as sound, a regular audio, into the cassette recorder. So it was playing sound onto the cassette, and that's how it saved your files. You typed in C-save, or if it's machine language, it would be C-save M space quote, name of the file, quote, and then when you hit enter, hit enter on the keyboard, before you hit enter, you went ahead and you hit record and play at the same time, and then hit the enter key, and then it would start saving, and you'd have to sit there and wait and wait and wait until it got done with all its screeches and beeps and tones and everything else, so that you knew that it was actually completed. Yeah, and that was it. That was your storage device. You didn't have disk drives. You didn't have hard drives. So then, as you upgraded into the future and everything got futuristic, I know this is kind of hard to see somebody else's images here, but floppy drives were 5 1/4 inch. So the 5 1/4 inch floppies, you could actually get your floppy disks and stick them in there and do the same thing, C-save M, and then bang, you could save your files that way. Oh no, yeah. The size of a game, if your game was more than 1.2 megabytes, which is the size of a floppy drive, this is before 3.5 inch floppies were available, or CDs, or DVDs, or Blu-rays. So we evolved from saving it to a cassette recorder to saving it to floppies that were 1.2 megabytes. You can see this guy's got 3. I had 3. I had pretty much the same configuration. I had one big single, and then I had a double like that. So I had 3 5.25-inch floppy drives. Kind of pointless, but it was cool. Yeah, back in the 50s, computers were the size of a house. Literally, because it was just reels, reel-to-reel tapes and stuff. All right, bud. Yeah, I'll actually stream some UE4 here shortly. We got carried away on this, just chit-chatting about computer stuff. But so you guys know my heritage now of where I started with, and high-end graphics in our games back then. That was it. That was the quality of our resolution. I mean, that was it. Lines plus symbols. This was Ghost Gobbler. That was a knockoff of Pac-Man. And believe it or not, there were magazines that you could get. Here's an article for the Coco 3. They were nicknamed Coco for color computer. But you know, we're talking about 64K extended basic, TRS-80 color computer, $399.95. The heart of a sophisticated disk-based color graphic system. We used to get magazines, you know, those things that you open up and there's pages and stuff. They're physical. You could put them down and store them in the bathroom, so when you take a poop, you have something to read. Yeah. Yeah, before that, you had these guys. Those were freaking high-tech shit there. That's business computers, though. And you had 2 colors, on and off. But yeah, this could have been me back in the day. Long-haired 80s hippie, or hippie haircut, an old tube television with a Coco sitting on a desk, because there was no computer desks back then. They were just whatever you had available to use as a desk. So, yeah. But you could open up these magazines, and you know, you look at one of these porno magazines like Playboy or Hustler or whatever else. You had the centerfold. You open up the centerfold and look. Oh, you can see the boobies and the tender parts. Okay. Well, us nerds, yeah, you know, the food trays, those were great. You could sit down on the floor, the one with the tall legs on it, so you could sit on the floor and you could pull the thing over the top of your lap. Hell, that was the bomb for actually using your keyboard. But instead of the girly pinups in our magazines, there was a magazine called Rainbow Magazine. It has nothing to do with what if you think rainbow now, you think gay and lesbian community. Well, I got nothing against them, but used to be when you thought about a rainbow, you thought, oh, look, a pretty rainbow. Or for us nerds back in the day, rainbow. Oh yeah, Rainbow Magazine. I used to get that. But instead of dirty pictures, you open it up and there was pages and pages and pages of basic language. So this was actually a game that was printed as, and when you're actually making a program, especially in basic language. Let's see if I can just bring up a notepad document here so you can kind of get an idea. So if you were actually programming something, I don't want you, I want you. So if you're actually doing computer language, you know, basic language, it would be 10 CLS, which was to clear a screen. You could do like 20 print string, like, hello, what is your name? And then make sure you put a space in there, close your quote, or you could actually put a question mark if you want to. But you had to leave a space in there, and then you had a colon and input string, input A string. And then you went to line 30, you put like print, because your print string is telling you to print the string of variables out. So you had print string hello, comma, space, colon, quote, colon, A string colon quote, how are you doing? Question mark, close. And so what it would do is you're trying to get it to print out, hello, what's your name? And then give you a prompt so you could actually type in your name. So you'd say hello, and then you would print A strings, how are you doing? So it looked like hello, what is your name? You enter Beefalo Bart. Hello, Beefalo Bart, how are you doing today? And then that's, you start out, your games were text-based at first. There was no graphics. And then when you started getting graphics, they were like this. So for the Pitfall Challenge that I mentioned a while back, this was, yeah. Dude, when you saw a game that looked like this, okay, I know this is a really small thumbnail image on Google image search, but this was a Pitfall knockoff. And you think, you're watching this on a 19-inch color TV, and you were big balls at 19-inch for your own computer screen. 19-inch TV, oh, you're a baller, man. You look at the resolution in this, you know, this is like, the tree might be 4 blocks wide. And a block was like 8 pixels by 16 pixels, I think. Don't quote me on that, but it was this rectangular block. And you were turning that block on and off, or you had an individual pixel, which was like the period. If you hit a period on your keyboard, that was what you were actually printing, these little dots. And you put them in a line together, they look like they were one solid bar. Yeah, and when you were able to start doing movement and controlling movement, like you think of a Pac-Man board or something like that, I would sit there with graph paper and draw out these big huge mazes, and then I would spend all the time creating that maze for the screen and then controlling as you're walking through the maze. And yeah. So when you guys start talking shit about Unreal Engine 4, which I'm going to go ahead and close out this because this has gone way too far past what I made a video for, but I'm actually going to go ahead and take about a 10-minute break, and then I'm going to stream game stuff, UE4 stuff, because this is Wednesday and it are almost time for my normal Wednesday broadcast anyway. But back to the first part, we'll see, and I will update you guys on Discord and on a YouTube video of what the hell's going on with this phone fiasco. But I'll actually go back into on the next stream. I'll start here in about 10-15 minutes at the most, and I will go ahead and do some UE4 stuff. If you want to talk about old computers, yeah, I can get into that all day long. But nonetheless, I got a new phone coming, potentially between 3 and 5 of the damn things. Alright guys, I will see you guys here in a few minutes, and we'll do some Unreal Engine stuff. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.